Good morning, everyone. How are you? Welcome back. So today we are going to continue, or I guess begin, decorating, painting the cover of this journal that we constructed. And like I said, I slept on it last night and just kind of reviewed the footage of the movie and the color story and that kind of thing. And what I came up with was, I want this to look very much like a classic fairy tale book. So I'm choosing to do kind of a burgundy purple with gold metallic in it that I think will be really beautiful. I mixed this morning, or just now. And then I have this frame that I was going to use for Cinderella, which obviously I will need to change this to gold. And then I have these. So I was thinking maybe something like this for the cover. I might add some textiles underneath. I don't know, but that's my loose plan. So let's get painting. This color is a combination of red, pink, bronze, blue, and this color shift purple. So it's a little bit wild. You know, paint your book whatever color you like. Okay, so here we're all dry. It's nice and just ready to be painted. It's looking good. We're doing good here. So let's just get into it and see what this color looks like. I'm excited. When I was reviewing the movie and just like looking at the images, and I watched some clips, the colors of this movie are very classic fairy tale. You know, she's in the woods with her friends, so it's greenery, it's, you know, flowers, it's her red and yellow and blue dress. It's just very, very, very classic. So I thought that a classic cover is going to work with this. And, you know, you'll always see older books in this sort of like a dark burgundy or dark green or dark blue. So I think this is going to work out really well. And then I'm going to use gold wax as well to gild everything. I'm debating on whether or not to use gold foil. Like I said, this is supposed to be really classic, so I don't know that that would make sense, but knowing me, who knows what could happen. So I'm going to do a thin first coat, and we're going to have to do this twice. So I'm going to let that dry, or begin to dry. There you go. Make sure you're not painting in little fuzzies. So how are you guys today? I'd love to know if you are just watching this for fun or for information, or if you are following along and constructing this. I'm gonna lift this up just a little bit because you got to make sure to get in these little ridges. I'll do the other side while I have it up. I don't want those to be blank. And then I can just continue. So yeah, let me know down below if you are making this. I did get one comment saying, you know, she was like a beginner and this was going to be helpful for her. So I'm really glad to hear that. When I first started, you know, I absolutely devoured all the information I could on different techniques and stuff. But in terms of like painting and constructing a hardcover journal, I didn't find like a start to finish on YouTube. There's a lot of ones for fabric, and then repurposing old books, which are, you know, obviously helpful. But this is, you know, from Book Board. This is what I wanted to know. So I'm glad to have this out there for you guys that are starting out and just kind of looking at this like, what would I even do? That's how I felt. How do I get from point A to point B? And you just basically break it down, you know? This color is pretty, and it will have a shift to it. We'll have kind of a gold shift to it. And I think it'll look even better after 2 coats. I have a heat tool that I'm gonna use because I'm trying to film this in one sitting and I can't let it set overnight. If you don't have one, you could use your blow dryer. Most households have a blow dryer, I think. Just don't get it too close, you know. Okay, so I'm going to quickly use my heat tool to dry this, and then we're gonna do another coat. I'm just trying to get all my brush marks as clean as I can. Yeah, okay. So just in case you're curious, this is what I'm talking about. It's an embossing heat tool. Look how beat up this is. I use this a ton. So it's really, really hot, concentrated air. You could use a blow dryer, like I said, but I'm gonna do this real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, coat 1, done. So this is not tacky to the touch anymore. That just took me a few minutes. Before I do the second coat, I'm gonna flip this around and do these edges because we are going to put down, you know, papers or something on the inside, but I want these edges to match the front cover. So I'm just gonna quickly do that. And then typically I put a piece of fabric through here. I guess now is a good time to tell you that, sorry, I'm dealing with allergies, so I'm very congested and I'm sorry if that's coming across. So remember when we were doing the spine and I told you we were only gonna do 1 layer of the book board? The reason why is because we're gonna do a spine. We're not gonna punch through this to bind the book. We're gonna bind the signatures to a separate piece of chipboard and then glue it in so that it lays nice and flat when we open it, even though this is gonna be a big journal. So I'll show you more about that. But I do like to have a piece of fabric here. We need something to cover this, even though it is eventually going to be covered up. We want every spot to look as beautiful as possible. I'm trying to get these edges. I'm going to gild them, but still. I'm kind of a messy painter. I'm kind of a messy crafter, if I'm being honest. I really get in there. Some people are so tidy. I'm like, how do you do it? I'm also kind of like speedy. Like I'm kind of a fast crafter. So that's probably why I'm so messy. I mean, the journals themselves turn out lovely, but I sure do make a mess of my space. That's for sure. Okay. So good. We have that down. I guess I should dry that before I flip it over. Okay, let's look. Yeah, I think we're okay. Into these edges, but that's okay. All right, let's do our second coat. Make this nice and even. And that will look lovely. On the other journals I did different effects. I did like gold paint kind of mixed in with the other colors, silver paint for Cinderella. I did gold foil, which is such a good time for Sleeping Beauty and Belle. I didn't for Cinderella, but I covered her in like a iridescent glitter. It's so beautiful. And a product called Glitterific, which is like a glitter that's suspended in like a adhesive, like a glue, clear glue. And I love it because it, like a bottle of it lasts you forever, number one. And it's so beautiful and it sticks. Like, you don't have to do the two-step, you know, glitter, glue, and glitter. It's just a lot easier to get that effect. That looks beautiful. So I love using that product. I will probably end up using that here on this journal just to give it a little sparkle. I have to have sparkle. I have to have sparkle and I have to have flowers. Honestly, it kind of doesn't matter what the theme of the journal is. I literally have to. I can't. I just think it gives it life. One tip I have for you is if you're mixing a color like I did, and it's not necessarily going to be easy to replicate, do plenty. Do more than you think you need, because if you have to mix it again, it's not going to come out the same and it won't match. So I have plenty here. What are all these bits and bobs that are in my paint? So I'm going to have to repaint that frame. That's a Tim Holtz frame. And I did that for Cinderella, but I ultimately didn't find an image that I was 100% about for the cover. And like I said, if you have a feeling about something, like you're hesitating, just don't do it. You know, I didn't want to just put something in for the sake of it. I want it to be like what I think is beautiful. So I put like a big piece of applique instead of that frame. But I can still use it. I just need to paint it with gold, and then I'll redo the Glitterific on top of that. Nice. I think this looks nice. I'm gonna dry this again and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and this is all dry, and this is exactly what I had in my mind in terms of color. So I am happy with this. We are gonna move on to like embellishments. I think I'm gonna do gold foil because I don't know that I can help myself, but first, just to check in with myself, I'm gonna do the gold gilding. I love this product. I even posted about it on my Instagram because I literally use it every time I make a journal. It's a gold wax. It's from a brand called Creative Expressions. They don't know me. The dandy thing about this, I don't want to get crumbs on my journal, is it has a sponge built in. So you don't have to use your fingers, which, see, this is why I tried to open it over there. Oh, I will use my fingers for some of the details, but basically you dip it in, you kind of try to get it. My sponge is a little dilapidated because I use this so much in the last forever. So I get it kind of even on there, and then I will take and run it along the edges, back and forth until it's like covered. And it just makes gilding your pages and your journal so much easier. I mean, before I had this, I gilded it with my finger, and oh my gosh, my fingers were just raw. Running your finger along paper is, you know, one piece of paper, 2, 5, 10, but not 200. It gets really, it hurts. So this has saved me, and it's just so quick, and it's beautiful. So that's a hot tip. I think that thing costs maybe 13 bucks, and you will have it for, I don't know, 6 months, a year. Okay, let's do the bottom. It also dries pretty quickly, so I'm okay to like set that done side down. It's not gonna, see, it's not gonna lift up. I also use this product to do stenciling because it does have some weight to it. You know, it's not very thin. It's not like a liquid, it's a wax. So it kind of can build up and give you like a embossed effect if you use it with a stencil, which I think is fun. Okay, let's look at that. Good. Now we have to do the spine. So what I like to do is kind of pull this over slightly so that I'm only getting like the very, very edge. I mean, I like a lot of gold wax, so it's okay if it, you know, is a lot, but see, I got a little in there. That's okay. I can always put glitter over it. That's kind of my solution to everything. I hope I'm making this so you guys can see. Now I am probably gonna have to use my fingers for the inside ridges. Okay. Ooh, how am I gonna do this? Okay. See, little bits. So we're gonna have to do something about that. Actually, I could probably just paint over it. But more than likely I'm gonna gold foil this, so it really probably doesn't matter, but I'm just gonna paint over that. Why not? Okay. So here I'll just take a little bit. See, it's kind of like a putty. I hope I'm in frame. It's like my #1 question all the time. Am I in frame? Okay. First I'm gonna kind of dot it on. And then I don't know that my finger is doing a better job than that thing. So we are just gonna use it on its edge. Definitely a lot of gold wax going on here. We might as well make this match, right? Sometimes that's what happens, and that's okay. There we go. Okay, so a lot of gold wax. Apparently that's what we're doing. I kind of feel like I should make these edges match that amount. Just add it like a little bit more onto the face of the journal to make it match. And then I think we do the gold foil just to, I don't know. Let me think. All right, let's look at this. So this is where we kind of have to start playing around with it. Now, I don't have to use these. I just really like them. And I like the typeface of this title page. But this is a little tight. It's a little tight. I think I can do it. But it's a little tight. And maybe I paint this gold and then put a piece of applique or fabric or something underneath that, something sparkling. And then I'll do book corners just here probably. So yes, I think we do gold foil. I think that's what we do. Okay. This is the gold foil that I use. This is gonna last you forever. I think this was $5.99 on Amazon. I'm gonna use my 3-in-1. And this is kind of like my other projects where I just have to sort of take a deep breath and go for it. So I'm gonna use clear glue and I'm just gonna do patches. I'm gonna try to keep it to small patches. We'll see. I'm rubbing this glue down with my finger because I want it to be flat and I want to be in control of where it goes. So just like a little streak there. I like to make it kind of uneven. And then we will place gold foil on it. And in my opinion, it's best to like press it in and then cover all the glue that you can. Press it in and then just kind of leave it for a few minutes. Oh my gosh. So press it down and then leave it. And then we will rub it like this to get the excess off. So let's do a big one down here is what I normally do. I should probably wash my hands, but this is the reality of it, guys. I'm just gonna do this. I want to make it kind of even. I feel like that's what I'm saying this whole time. Press it down, get as much stuck on there. And it's okay if it's like everywhere because we're gonna sort of rub off all the excess, everything that didn't stick. So it's okay if it's messy right now. Because what we want is the glue to dry in that gold foil too. I'm gonna do a little bit on here. I'm not going to do the spine, but I'm going to do on the top of the, what I mean by the spine is this ridge. I'm not going to do like the actual corner of it. I love gold foil. Don't you just love it? And then I put glitter over it. Yeah. It's a really good time. This is sticking to my fingers. I think I'm gonna have to wash my hands after this. I think I'm gonna break down and wash them. Okay, let's do some over here for balance. This will probably have that rose over it, but we want it to all make sense. Get a nice, good, big piece down. That's good. Oh my gosh. Okay. Did I get all the glue spots? I have a couple more. Okay, I am going to wash my hands, let this dry, and I will be back. I blew off some of the excess mess with my heat tool, and I tried to gently dry the glue underneath. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it messy again. I'm gonna rub my finger over this to take off all the excess, and then what's left will be kind of, look like it's sort of coming out from inside the book. So I like that. And then I will clean up again. This one needed a little bit more time. Just be gentle. We don't want to pull it all up, but we just want it to look a little bit more lived in. Or that's what I want anyway. See how that's more flat and just like messy and... All right, let me blow away the excess here. Now we have that sort of rubbed in. I am going to use Glitterific. Let me tell you, this is the one I bought 2 years ago on my first journal that I showed you yesterday, and I could still use this today. So this is like a multicolor, it shows you, and then this one's more gold. I'm gonna use the more gold because I have more of it and I think it'll work better. So I'm gonna go over my gold foil. I just take it like this with my finger. I'm gonna go over my gold foil and make it seem like it's, you know, the glitter is kind of coming through that crack of a, like a crack in the book. What am I trying to say? And I just think it, I don't know, I just love the way this, and I'm gonna go over this whole entire thing with varnish that will keep everything like sealed and in place, and you know, but doesn't that just look like, like an old magical book that's been sitting in a magical library and you're sort of discovering it? I just love it. And I will put this on the spine as well, various places to make this go down again. It's just so fun. It's a good time. I like little bits in the corners. Do this. So if you're not following along, are you working on anything? Are you guys working on a journal or Christmas presents? Last year for Christmas, I made everyone in my family their own junk journal. I think I started in September. It was a labor of love. So now I am gonna kind of accentuate these pieces, but not make them the highlight, but it all needs to sort of make sense. So I'm gonna do the corners. Make sure that there's balance. I want that right there. Need a little in here. Maybe more here. And we need to do this. So I think you kind of get my thinking here, right? This is going to be so pretty. I love the purple and gold. This looks really nice. Okay, let me look at this for a second. Gosh, that's pretty. I want a little bit more. Yeah, purple and gold is a gorgeous combination. I did purple and gold for a wildflower keepsake journal. I did a similar technique. That was a really fun journal. They all are, really. I don't know how I could pick a favorite. Okay. This is looking more like me. And that's what you got to go for, is like your own vision, your own eye. Okay, I think that's good. I'm gonna dry this and wash my hands again. I set that aside so that it can dry, and we need to work on this. So this has been painted with silver metallic, and it has Glitterific on it. So how am I gonna deal with this? Well, first of all, I'm gonna see like if there's anything I can sort of scrape off. And it's really not that textured. There's not too much here. So I'm thinking I can paint over this. And if I can't, then we'll deal with that. All right, so this is my favorite gold paint. It's from Arteza. It goes on it and it doesn't look like it's gonna be that metallic. See how it looks more like creamy? But when it dries, it really has a beautiful reflect. So I don't have a ton of this left. I need to buy more, but I think I will have enough to do this. So I'm gonna get it placed and then I'll start painting. So I did order some papers for this journal last night. I was doing my research and stuff. I want to lean into the jewel tone and like rich colors of the story. So there's a lot of forest in this story, and I guess I kind of forgot that. There's forest, there's animals, and just like a lot of rich color. So I will be adding red roses, but I'm not gonna make that my principal focus. Because once I started kind of looking at everything, it's like, see, I don't want this to get too thin and like wipe away. So I think I need to do this very gently, dry it, and do another coat. That's what I think I need to do. See how that Glitterific is still shining through? Gotta love it. Such a good product. Okay, let me dry this. And then we're gonna do another coat. And I'm okay with this one having texture because we're gonna put Glitterific over it, which has texture in and of itself, so it's okay. Okay, let's do another coat. So thank you guys so much for commenting on my last video that you liked this and a little bit about yourselves. I really appreciate that. I have been making journals and watching like junk journal YouTube for years, but I don't know. I just didn't know if my perspective was, I don't know, necessary. But then just kind of thought, well, you can show what you do and somebody might find it helpful and might like it. So I'm trying to be better at being confident with my, art. And one of the best ways I've found to do that is to not hesitate. Because if you hesitate, you're going against what your instinct is. And my instinct is what is probably most authentic. So, okay, that looks like it's gonna be good and covered. Let's dry this and then we'll do the glitter. I'm gonna kind of focus on the places that there already was glitter underneath because that's where I'm gonna have texture. Anyway, Oh, I love this product. Glitterific and Creative Expressions should sponsor me. I don't know that I have the audience for that, but I do love their products. Okay, so look how lovely that is. So we've transformed that. Let's play around a little bit with this. I love this font. I think it's going to be beautiful. The one thing I will say here is I think that this white is a little too white. So I want to distress this a little bit. Maybe use some gold spray because I think it's just a little too clean. And then we are going to use a piece of acetate to enclose this, and I might put some gold stars in with it. I think that would be cool. So first, let's let this dry, quit messing with it, and let's think about what we can do with this. I have, this is gold mica. Let me give you guys a hot tip while I'm here. If you buy like distress ink, you know, the Tim Holtz, this is my own kind of blend, but they are expensive. These sprays are like $9 a thing or whatever. You can buy Ranger Perfect Pearls, and this is embossing powder, but it mixes with liquid and it makes a gorgeous gold spray. And they have it in iridescent, they have it in all colors, not all colors, but the ones you would want. And this is $2.99. So I think that is, so I tend to mix my own. This is a skincare bottle. So, and they make really pretty gold splatter. They stay very like gold when they dry. And then let's dry that. Great. Okay, I think I am going to use my distress ink to go around the edges. I know we're not going to see a ton of the edges, so I'm going to try to kind of bring this down lower than I normally would, in the hopes that kind of that distressing will, you can see it even though it's going to be in that frame. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'm going to try. Also, I guess I'm full of hot tips today. If you use this distress ink, you know, vintage photo, I think this is espresso brown. You can add water once they dry out for a long time, like another year. The ink just needs to kind of be reactivated. So, okay. Better, not so clean. Let's cut this to size. Acetate is one thing that's really fun to use in junk journals, and it makes it like a really cool impact, but it doesn't cost a ton. It just takes like a little bit of getting used to. But you can get it for pretty good prices online. I need to rub off the smudges. Okay. I need to round the corners of this because this is I don't want those corners to peek out. And then I'm going to use my 3-in-1. So this is what I was telling you yesterday with the love-hate. Once this gets to a certain level of lowness, it starts like exploding. It starts doing this like volcano thing. And you have to make sure you put the lid back on. And sometimes it'll even push the lid out. It's pretty wild. Okay. I'm gonna make sure this is clean. Okay. Okay. Now, gold stars, why not? So I'm gonna put them here, here, and then I need to glue around this edge. Can't put too much because I'm really not sure how much clearance I have here. And then I need to flip this over and make sure it's straight. Something like that. I think that's pretty, really pretty. Okay, so let's look at this. I do think I need a piece of fabric to anchor this down. Okay, so I gathered a couple pieces. I don't know what I'm doing here, but let's just, this is too big. This could possibly work if I like layered it on top and bottom. I have these appliques and such, but I kind of worry that they'd be too much. I mean, I know there's no such thing, but I think that's too much. I have different colors. Let me see. No, I think it's gonna have to be the lace. So I'm gonna cut this here because I kind of want it to stick out, you know, on both sides. And then I'm gonna round this so it doesn't look, you know, as if I just cut a straight line through. And then I think I need to do 2 pieces of this so that it shows on both sides. Let's see. I don't want it to be too much. Like there's so much going on here, you know. I think it needs a little anchoring. So I might trim the side a little bit. Trim this back. And then basically I need to do a replica of that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I don't know if this is necessarily interesting to everyone. I love these kinds of videos. I love watching these. Okay, so let's try it like that. Let's peek this out a little bit. Let's flip this around. Gotta get it how we like it. There. I think that looks nice. I wish you were here to respond to me. Okay, so what I think I need to do is glue these first because then I'm gonna have to situate the middle. So let's do that. These are wood, I think they're furniture embellishments is what I got them on Amazon in a 4-pack, and I used 2 in Sleeping Beauty. And so I had 2 extra, but while I was doing the inking and such, I just did all 4 because I knew I was gonna want to use these for another project. Okay, beautiful. Oh, this is gonna be so pretty. Okay, so the good thing about this is I can glue these down, like put enough glue to glue these down, and then it will kind of seep through to glue this, and I'll only put glue on the edges of this guy. Does that make sense? That way the glue doesn't show up through this paper. My gosh, I have acetate edges here. You guys see what a messy crafter I am. But it gets the job done. Okay, so let us place this guy. Okay, and then this guy. Oh, I think I had it like this. Yeah, add a little here. And then once my papers come, we can start kind of pulling papers for the signatures. I'm going to stand up for this so that I do this very, very exactly. Oof. Make room for me. This needs to come up. I'm trying to keep all these straight. And let's glue that down. I think this looks beautiful. So here is our completed cover. I think it's fantastic. I think it really came together. I think it makes sense with the other journals in this series. Yeah, and I just think it's beautiful. I really do. So, tell me in the comments what you think. I know this is going to be kind of too much for some people, but let me know. And then in the next episode, we will be pulling materials, both like trims, different fabrics, laces, embellishments, papers, etc. And then we'll gather that all together so that we have like a working stack of things to use to fill the inside. And then we also are going to do the inside cover. So we'll do that next time. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you guys later.